Hi, Bella. You are the first person here. Hello. Yeah, please like for me. It's your birthday. Oh dear, it's everybody's birthday. Bella, are you sure? A big shout out to Jenna. How do I like? You like the stream as in go to the side of your phone. Go to the side of your phone, this part of your phone. Then you click on that sign. It looks like V sign. Yeah. Okay, I liked. Okay, good. Guys, you're welcome. A big shout out to Bella. Yeah, Bella, have you subscribed? It Hi Grace, hope you're good. A big shout out to Grace. A big shout out to Holly. A big shout out to Maddie. A big shout out to Bobby. You're pretty. Thank you so much, Bella. Yeah, Bella, have you subscribed? Guys, let's like as you come in, you like. A big shout out to Munge. Big shout out to TJ. A big shout out to Kathy. A big shout out to Harlan. Harlan. A big shout out to Jessica. I'm late. No, you are not. Yeah, a big shout out to Haley. Healy, I beg your pardon. A big shout out to Healy. Hi. Hi. A big shout out to Lucy. My name is Essay, but you can call me Kiki if you wish. A big shout out to Black Kelly. Blackley. A big shout out to Florine. A big shout out to Naomi. Big shout out to Hadia. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Thank you so much. You're all welcome. A big shout out to TJ. A big shout out to JP. Big shout out to Ruby. Big shout out to Nice. Let's go, guys. Drop your name. Drop your names. A big shout out to Julia. A big shout out to Emera. Big shout out to Adia. Big shout out to Kelly. Let's go. Please drop your name again and again. Big shout out to Kelly. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. You're welcome. A big shout out to Mia. A big shout out to Leah. A big shout out to Anaya. A big shout out to Kayani. Thank you. You make my day. You're welcome, dear. A big shout out to Kayani. A big shout out to Ariod. Ariona. I sub love you can. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Golden. A big shout out to Sonny. A big shout out to Raisa. A big shout out to Amia. A big shout out to Kenzie. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Desi. A big shout out to Jax. A big shout out to Julie. A big shout out to Helly. A big shout out to Miram. A big shout out to Ava. A big shout out to Sarah. A big shout out to Sage. A big shout out to Tori. A big shout out to Umya. Guys, we are not liking. Please, let's go like. Guys, let's go. Please tap like and sub. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Mavich. A big shout out to Elliot. A big shout out to Kenzie. A big shout out to Maru. A big shout out to Naomi. A big shout out to Kenzie. A big shout out to Laiba. A big shout out to Elliot. A big shout out to Atia. A big shout out to Eugene. Guys, let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Atia. A big shout out to Mona. A big shout out to Mia. A big shout out to Lauren. A big shout out to Elena. A big shout out to Olivia. A big shout out to Zihana. A big shout out to Snoop Dogg. A big shout out to Antonio. A big shout out to Gracie. A big shout out to Ava. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Poppy. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to AZ. Shout out to Lila. Shout out to Riva. Shout out to Medin. Guys, let's go. Drop your name. I give you a shout out, okay? Drop your name back to back, back to back. A big shout out to BRBR Pata Patapim. A big shout out to Lean. A big shout out to Casino. Shout out to Arvin. A big shout out to Elodie. A big shout out to Samuel. A big shout out to Femi. A big shout out to Aubrey. A big shout out to Isel. Shout out to Arvin. Shout out to Amina. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Casino. Shout out to Tralele Ro Tralala. Who said that? A big shout out to Amina. Big shout out to Sherry. Big shout out to Nivan. Big shout out to Celine. Big shout out to Eliza. Big shout out to JC Cock. Big shout out to Amelia. Please, if I didn't call your name, can you put down your name again? Big shout out to Tashni. A big shout out to Adriana. A big shout out to Sheila Williams. A big shout out to Mangi. A big shout out to Havri. A big shout out to Hollis. Shout out to Teddy. Shout out to Anais. Yeah. Shout out to Shark. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to Williams. A big shout out to Elena. A big shout out to Josie Ward. A big shout out to Hannah. Please, let's go like and sub, guys. Let's go. Guys, let's sub. Let's sub. A big shout out to Sydney. Let's go, 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 go. Drop your names. A big shout out to Willow. A big shout out to Rose. A big shout out to Marcy. A big shout out to Louise. A big shout out to Finn. A big shout out to RM. A big shout out to Josie Ward. A big shout out to Brita. A big shout out to Emily. Shout out to Nasi. Shout out to Avi. Let's go, guys. Let's go, 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 go. Drop your names. Let's give you a shout out. Let's like and sub. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Ruby. A big shout out to E. Morgan. A big shout out to Kobe. Shout out to Harvey. A big shout out to Maddie. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Hella. A big shout out to Jody. A big shout out to Carrie. A big shout out to Ima. Shout out to Carl. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Mercy. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to Tess. Shout out to Irene. Shout out to Mal. Shout out to Ima. Shout out to Esme. Shout out to Harvey. Shout out to Kapara. Shout out to LP. Let's go, drop your names. Shout out to Kapara. Shout out to Shamont. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Halsey. Shout out to Yasha V. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Honey. Shout out to Jasu. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Mila. Guys, let's like and sub. Let's go. Yeah, guys, let's go like and subscribe. Shout out to Albie. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to DC. Shout out to Avon. Shout out to Warona. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Uza. Holly. David. Amelia. Zaha. David. Michael Jackson. Zineb. Lila. Mariam. Ava. Lila. Cara. Eleona. Elena. Dixie. Zoe. Kobe. Kayla. Michael. Ami. Ali. Merit. Michael. Tignai. Guys, let's go. Let's take some time to sub and like. Thank you. Please, can we take the likes up to 20? Thank you. I just need 4 amazing persons to take the likes up. Okay, let's go. I just need 3 now. 3 persons to take the like up to 20. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's go. Please don't forget to like and sub. A big shout out to Masa. Please, guys, let's go like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Timo. Shout out to Chloe. A big shout out to Masa. A big shout out to Razena. Shout out to Luck. Shout out to Hami. Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Rami. Shout out to Eliab. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Saya. Yeah, guys, let's like and sub. Let's go. Thank you so much for liking. A big shout out to Paige. Big shout to Sana. A big shout to Uwa. A big shout to Urata. Thanks for subbing. Shout out to Elizabeth. She likes my hair. Oh, thank you, Mama. Thank you. A big shout out to Lizzie. Shout out to Peggy. A big shout out to Anu. Shout out to Sky. Shout out to George. Shout out to Ella Rai. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Abigail. A big shout out to John Edward. A big shout out to Olivia. I love your makeup. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Ali. Guys, please let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Mobin. Big shout out to Ali and Sienna. Shout out to Anoa. Thank you so much. You're welcome, dear. Thank you. Shout out to Isla. Shout out to Abia. Shout out to Aisha. Shout out to Jasnu. Shout out to Moby. Please, guys, like and sub. Thank you. Shout out to Ania. Shout out to Ami. Shout out to Hayden. Shout out to Ezeldine. Shout out to Elisabella. Shout out to Waruna. Shout out to Vivi. Shout out to Hobby. Shout out to Aralna. Shout out to Pidgey. Shout out to Abby. Shout out to Alisa. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Amiriel. Shout out to Lassie Mai. Shout out to Jane Dawn. Shout out to Alika. Shout out to Aduya. Shout out to Amiri. Shout out to Adia. Shout out to Onyx. Shout out to Trace. Shout out to Keira. Shout out to Daprit. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Malaika. Shout out to Elinor. Shout out to Kiki. Shout out to Opal. Shout out to Trace. Shout out to Harper. Shout out to Afeza. I'm doing great, Opa. A big shout out to Ogun Base. Big shout out to Iman. Big shout out to Ines. Big shout out to Elinor. Guys, let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Ria. Big shout out to Julie. A big shout out to Bennett. Gerard. Big shout out to Julia. Big shout out to Isabel. Sorry for your broken fingers. Yeah, I'll sing happy birthday later. Okay. A big shout out to Abenana. A big shout out to Isaac. Big shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Jada. Shout out to Isaac. Shout out to Holly. You're going on holiday. Oh, wish you all the best. Shout out to Fee. Shout out to Carmel. Shout out to Genesis. Guys, let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. Guys, let's move. Let's go, 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 go. Guys, let's go like and sub. Let's go, 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 go. A big shout out to Harlem. Jesco. Gerard. Guys, drop your name, please. Let me give you a shout out. Please drop your name for a shout out. A big shout out to Happy. A big shout out to Maria. A big shout out to Lollipop. Thank you so much for the compliment. Oh dear. A big shout out to Niheko. A big shout out to Elena. A big shout out to Sarah. Gerard, use that cup to bring me. Let's see. Yeah. A big shout out to Cecile. A big shout out to Opal. Shout out to Teresa. A big shout out to Paige Goals. A big shout out to Sophie. No, not really. I'm not sad. You know, when I want to read something, like I want to read something, I might, frown and look at it, I might squint my eyes like. So not that I'm sad. I'm not sad. I'm not sad. Let's go. Drop your names, guys. Please let's like and sub. Let's just take 10 seconds to like and sub. A big shout out to Gula. Big shout out to Mimi. A big shout out to Beatrice. A big shout out to Daisy. A big shout out to Likha. A big shout out to Facile. A big shout out to Lassie. A big shout out to Zooey. A big shout out to Mila. A big shout out to Kaden. A big shout out to Zara. Guys, please let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. Let's go, go, go. Please drop your names. A big shout out to Annabella. Yeah, my room is private to me. I'm sorry. A big shout out to Hobby. Yeah, drop the names, Opal. Drop their names, okay? A big shout out to Susra. A big shout out to Octavia and Boss. A big shout out to Jasper. Hi, Big Bag. A big shout out to Elisa. A big shout out to Susra. Shout out to Valentina. Shout out to Alejandra. Alexandra. It should be Alexandra, not J. Oh, so sorry, Opa. Yeah, a big shout out to you. Guys, please let's drop our names. Let's go, 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 go. Ooh, coo, 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 coo. La, 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 la. A big shout out to Alaina. A big shout out to Mawa. Shout out to Lee. Guys, let's go. Please like and subscribe. Gorgeous, gorgeous name. Absolutely stunning. A big shout out to Dina. Shout out to Albo. Big shout out to Lee. Big shout out to Aitana. Let's go. I do remember you, of course, yes. A big shout out to Sophia. Big shout out to Leslie. Guys, let's go like and sub. Thank you so much. I love your hair. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Miyuri. A big shout out to Rain. You love my, thank you so much. A big shout out to Samantha. A big shout out to Adeline. Big shout out to Cameron. Shout out to Harry. Big shout out to Freddie Foster. Big shout out to Alessa. Okay. Yeah, a big shout out to Kashi. That's Opa's dog. Yeah, may so rest in peace. Kind soul, thank you so much. A big shout out to Nirupama. A big shout out to Bailey. Billy Beneza. Shout out to Shrink. Shout out to me. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Adili. Shout out to Asel. Please drop your names and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Levy. Thank you.
My wrist.
Shout out to Levy. Shout out to Aitona. Can I tell you something that? All right, go on. Tell me, Opa. A big shout out to Amaya. Shout out to Abby. Shout out to Bonnie. Shout out to Ruby. Oh, so sorry, Opa. Shout out to Rami. She's fighting through. Yeah, it is well. Yeah, I don't know why cancer is just everywhere. A big shout out to Lucy and Hima. Big shout out to Javon. A big shout out to Rabia. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. A big shout out to C20. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to Maurice. A big shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Davis. Shout out to Senia. First time I'm saying Davis. That's my husband's name. Hi, Davis. Yeah, please let's like and subscribe. Thank you. Yes, I used to have pets. Yeah, you love your videos. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Kristen. Shout out to Elino. Thank you so much. A big shout out to E. Shout out to Sadia. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Booney. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Nazich. Shout out to Kran. Shout out to Chaos. Shout out to Davies. Yeah. Shout out to Senior. Shout out to Sawa. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Anya. Yeah, put his name down. Shout out to Asma. Shout out to Rain. Shout out to Ayaya.
Tomorrow, Thursday.
Shout out to Missy. Shout out to Senior.
Why do you close?
Shout out to Gemma. Shout out to Luna. Shout out to Aya. Shout out to Bonnie. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to K-Roos. Shout out to Kenna. Shout out to Anya. Shout out to Bonnie.
What?
Shout out to Hella. Shout out to Maddie. Shout out to Kitty. Shout out to Anya. Shout out to Ekla. Shout out to Jacob. Shout out to Baby.
Baby.
Shout out to Zara.
Can you say just bought a big food? Vanilla or chocolate?
Shout out to Alfie.
Yeah.
Guys, can we take the like to 45? Yeah, please, let's take the likes to 45. Yeah, I need just 6 amazing, lovely persons to take it to 45. Let's go. We can just use 10 seconds to do that. Let's take it to 45. Let's go, go, go. Let's take the likes to 45. Let's take the likes. Let's take the likes to 45. So I need 3 more amazing person to take it to, yeah, to take it to 45, my darlings. Let's go. Yeah, just 10. Yeah, 10 seconds. Can you give a shout out to 3 of my siblings? Go on, Opa. Go on. Gerard, not a Gerard say. A big shout out to Brawley, Brace and Lexi. Shout out to Nimra. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to CL. Shout out to Bro. Shout out to Bero. Shout out to Opal. You're welcome. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Aya. Shout out to Opal. Shout out to Ruth. Shout out to Aya. Shout out to Eddie. Guys, we need 2 more person to like. Yeah, can 2 person like and subscribe? Shout out to Riyadh. Shout out to Clinton. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go, 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 go. Shout out to Jardine. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Carmel. Shout out to Tessin. Shout out to Camille. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Hela. You're welcome. Shout out to Hava. Shout out to Toya. Shout out to Sarah. Survival to transport by 2. Shout out to Stacy. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Alena. Shout out to Tisian. Shout out to Arlo. Shout out to Mariam. You back. Hi. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Taurus. Shout out to Rain. I hate you. Why do you hate me? Why? A big shout out to Senia. Let's go. And I'm giving you a shout out after saying that. What a life. A big shout out to AWS. AWS. Don't listen to her. Thank you, my lovely. I trust you, King. King Kids in the building. In the building. In the building. In the building. Oh, let's go. A big shout out to Skylar. Clock it. A big shout out to AWS. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's why I'm just using the letters. I can't just put them together. Thank you, Lily. Korea. You're gorgeous too. A big shout out to Miss Gibson. Clarkett. A big shout out to Leila. A big shout out to Julie. Hi, girl. A big shout out to Edda Fred. Where have you been? A big shout out to Amber, my big fan. Clock it, girl. I know you guys, you know. A big shout out to Onta. A big shout out to Mia. Big shout out to Opal. Guys, please let's go like and sub. Thank you. Can we like? Let's like and sub. If you have subbed before, those my besties. Please, you don't need to again because you can only sub once. Yeah. If you have not sub, please sub. If you have not like, please like. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Koveth. Why are you asking why I wasn't here? It was because you were. Anyways, I don't know that one. Guys, I want to say when I'm giving a shout out, please and please let it be a shout out. I might not see your comments. If you ask me questions, I might not see it. I go for the names. Yeah, you should know me before now. If you're following me for a very long time, you should know that, yeah, I give shout outs. The only time I can manage replying comments are very short comments. Comments like, what's your name? So I just say, I'm Essie, you can call me Kiki. So I continue with the shout out. But when you start asking me and question like, what's your country? I just tell you Nigeria and carry on. But some other question, probably you want to chat with me one-on-one, I might not have that time because the caption here says, drop your name, I give you a shout out. And there are some people that have been writing their name frustrated that I've not given them shout out. You know, it's not fair. I used to say at the end of the live stream, probably 10 minutes to the end or 5 minutes, I will take time to answer your questions. That is what I said. So guys, please let's cooperate. Yeah, because some persons are mad, like some persons are not happy. They said I'm ignoring them, but I'm not. So I'm just trying to reiterate this so that you understand. I'm not being rude. I've said it before. I used to say it in my life. Drop your names, I give you a shout out. So please and please, understand. At the end of the live stream, probably 10 minutes before the end, I will ask you if you have any question for me. I will answer. Or if you want us to chat, it's fine. Okay? So please, one love. Thank you so much. I love you guys for your understanding. A big shout out to Miss Gibson. You guys, drop your name now. Let's give ourselves a shout out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. A big shout out to Kiki. A big shout out to Marcy. A big shout out to Davies. Oh, Davies keep popping up. And anytime I see the name, I see my husband. I'm like, oh. Clark it. A big shout out to Amber. A big shout out to Davies again. A big shout out to Paisley. A big shout out to Tina. A big shout out to Marcy. Thank you. A big shout out to Nasi. A big shout out to Dora. A big shout out to Elino. What's the matter? Don't pour water here. A big shout out to Esme. A big shout out to Flossie. A big shout out to Taya. A big shout out to CJ. A big shout out to Enzo. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Oh, thank you so much. A big shout out to Charlie's. A big shout out to Nola. A big shout out to Summer.
Just told the coins that he told me not to take. I told him not to take it.
The coins.
Yes.
Okay, call him for me. A big shout out to Esme and Flossie. Hi, Charlie. Hope you're good. Okay. A big shout out to Irina. You know, not they do offering, but if it's save. I mean, you don't know that they do offering in church. So you should bring some out for offering.
Okay.
A big shout out to. You have to go. All right, Opa. All right. I'll see you soon. A big shout out to Janelli. I'm sorry. No worries, my darling. No worries. Guys, please let's go like and sub. Let's go like and sub. A big shout out to Isme. A big shout out to Elizabeth. Your grandma. Oh, who's dementia? Oh, bless her.
It's time to sleep.
A big shout out to Tizia. A big shout out to Paul. A big shout out to Georgia. You're my favorite YouTuber. Yeah, thank you, my darling. Yeah, thank you so much, my bestie. A big shout out to Char. A big shout out to Isme. A big shout out to Adriel. A big shout out to Davies. A big shout out to Oprah. A big shout out to Eda Fred. A big shout out to Flossie and It's me. A big shout out to Paul. A big shout out to Mahili. A big shout out to Ines. A big shout out to Laith. A big shout out to Cos. A big shout out to Cara. A big shout out to Venom. A big shout out to Hemi. Clock it. A big shout out to Laith. My day is going good, thank you. A big shout out to. Give me, yeah, please drop your name. A big shout out to Rajana. A big shout out to Jig Sood. A big shout out to Sophia. A big shout out to Hollis. Guys, let's go like and sub. It's very, very slow this evening. But anyways. A big shout out to Broccoli. Hi, Broccoli. A big shout out to your friend Sophie. A big shout out to Jessica. A big shout out to Medina. I just joined. You're welcome, Aggie. Thank you for joining. A big shout out to. Give me a shout out. A big shout out to Imogen. A big shout out to Yara. A big shout out to your channel, Unknown Girl. I'm good, Joanne. I'm a new subscriber. No, you are not. You've been here for ages. Yeah, I know your name. A big shout out to Leo. A big shout out to Taylor. A big shout out to Peyton. It's snoring. Oh, good. A big shout out to Paige. What a day. A big shout out to Elena. A big shout out to Luna. A big shout out to Honey. Big shout out to Jessie. Big shout out to Madina. Please, I'm recording. All right, record. That's fine, Madina. A big shout out to sorry, I didn't get that. Please drop your names. A big shout out to Sarah. A big shout out to Ellie. A big shout out to Azura. Yeah, please drop that again. Good to see my sister name. A big shout out to your lovely sister Sarah. Shout out to Eleto. A big shout out to Channel. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Catalina. Shout out to Lila. Love you too. Thank you. Big shout out to Lily. A big shout out to Sahira. A big shout out to Queen. A big shout out to Ima. Thank you so much. Love you too. Big shout out to Monira. Big shout out to Madi. You're under arrest for being so pretty. Oh God, so funny. Please don't arrest me. It's not my fault. Can you do this chat to me for the birthday, and then can you sing? Is it? But I sang. I think I sang. There was a day I sang for you. Mm-hmm. Under arrest for having the best voice. Oh my god, a big shout out to Jake. Hmm. Would you like me to donate super chats? Yeah, that's fine. That'll be so, so, so nice. I'll be happy about that. I like to make my influencers happy. Thank you so much for making me laugh. A big shout out to Valen. What's this song for me? I wasn't here. Yeah, I think I sang for you the other day. Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't know how to donate. Yeah, I think the donation is just I think it's on the profile, the link. Yeah, the link is on the profile. It will just take you to where you can donate. The donation is just using your like a transfer or something. Yeah, it's just a transfer. So it's just like a details. So if you go to my profile, you see the link. Yeah, under my profile. So it just take you there. So that's it. So if you want to do it, I'm super, super, super thankful. Okay. Thank you so much. But I'll see your name, I'll see everything. And yeah, thank you. My name is Mata. A big shout out to you, Mata. I subbed. Thank you so much, Kay. You're welcome to this amazing channel. The channel's name, Kiki and Lifestyle. Clock it. And I anchor it. But we have a lot of besties in the channel. Lovely, lovely people. Amazing people. A big shout out to Ed the Fred. A big shout out to Davies. A big shout out to Ronald. A big shout out to Darcy. A big shout out to Amy. Oh my dear. A big shout out to Luna. Okay, so what's your name? Drop your name then if you want a birthday song. Yeah, just drop your name. A big shout out to Sawyer. Shout out to Delilah. Shout out to NYX. Shout out to you, Maya. Shout out to you, Paige. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paige. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had an amazing birthday. Clock it. A big shout out to Painting. A big shout out to Yumi. A big shout out to Imam. A big shout out to Unyomi. Guys, let's go like and sub. Let's go. Can we go like and subscribe? Let's go, 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 go. Let's gum, 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 gum. Let's gum, 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 gum. Let's go, 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 go. A big shout out to Kimura. Give a shout out to my channel name. Love my video. I live in Pakistan. Oh, bless you. A big shout out to Trinuti. Please put down your name because I don't know your name. So if you put down your name, I'll give you a shout out, okay? A big shout out to Mali. I wish I lived with you. You would have disturbed me. Hope you are not a troublemaker. You would have disturbed my life out, isn't it? A big shout out to Emma. A big shout out to Kiki. A big shout out to Alice. A big shout out to Coraline. A big shout out to Gulala. A big shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Adriana. Shout out to Gulala. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Berina. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers. A big shout out to Kawa. Bye, my queen. Have an amazing time, okay? Yeah, I'll miss you. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget to comment on my videos, both the live stream, watch everything. Yeah. A big shout out to Lola. A big shout out to Madison. A big shout out to Marcin. A big shout out to Ma Preet. A big shout out to Easy. A big shout out to Valen. Shout out to Amina. Shout out to Julia. I know you, Alice, very well. A big shout out to Sandeep. A big shout out to Ka McKenna. A big shout out to what was that? A big shout out to Maiko. A big shout out to Alice because I know her very well. Oh dear. It's so cool here. I'm super excited. Oh, you need to go. Oh, all right, bye. Have an amazing day, darling. Okay. Bye bye. Don't look for trouble. You are the best. You are the best as well. You always slay and have a wonderful day. Clock it. Absolutely. Hi, Cora. Probably I'll start saying hi, hello, hope you're good. Bless you. A big shout out to Stella. A big shout out to Cora. A big shout out to Alex. A big shout out to Alice. A big shout out to Marcin. Marcin, you like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you. A big shout out to Moira. Wanna be a live streamer because of you. Oh, Kawa, go on, my darling, go on stream. Yes, you can do it. Go on, face the camera. Hmm? Go on, go do it. It's really nice. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Hi, Jackson. Hope you're good. All right, bye, Joanne. I'll miss you. I love your hair. Yeah, my two buns. If you want donuts, guys, if you're hungry and you want to buy donuts, come and buy my donuts. This my donut here. My donuts. It's very, very tasty and very nice to eat. That one there is $100, and the other one there is £100. I already have a YouTube channel. Oh, that's good, Kawa. So go on, go do it. Do your thing, okay? Clock it. I had a bad day. Really, Alex? No. Why didn't you tell me? I would have I would have sent this donut to you. When you taste this donut, it tastes really well and it will really brighten your day. Just yeah, £100. I only have 3 sub. Alex, is that why you are crying? You don't need to cry. We all started from zero. Yeah, we all started from zero, no subscribers. So it's one of those things, okay? So you don't need to cry. Just post something, keep posting something, people will watch, and yeah. And yeah, you are there. Keep going. Have a great day, Jackson. You are the best. Clock it. Alex, so thank you so much, Alex. I remember you are Bana. Hi, I see you. I see you. I have to go, sorry. All right, Kelly. A big shout out to Gabby. Yes, I do. A big shout out to Ruhi. A big shout out to Bessie. My channel name is Kawan at 7. Lovely, 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 lovely. Absolutely lovely. Well done. You're literally doing well. A big shout out to Mia. Love you too. A big shout out to Jenna. Jesus loves you too. A big shout out to Aliyah. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone use my phone, take go your own life. This one we not 21. Now go. Everyone use until if you go live. You like my hair, thank you. A big shout out to Jace. This has to be for you. Looks very stressed. Looking very stressed. Now you are looking cool. A big shout out to Isa. I'm going to faint because you are so please, 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 please. Please, I beg you, don't faint. Okay? Drink some water. You just have to drink water. He said he wants to faint because I look gorgeous. Just sip some water, you'll be fine, okay? Relax. Take a deep breath. A big shout out to Jace. A big shout out to Treasure. Hi, Treasure. Please, let's go like and subscribe. You're welcome. I think Treasure is new here. So, Treasure, please subscribe. Thank you so much. What time is it? The time is 9:13. A big shout out to Evie. Winter. A big shout out to Winter. And she just subscribed. Thank you so much, my darling. I'm going to die. I like your hair. Please don't. Please don't. Please. Eh? Oh God, I don't feel laugh. Oh. Oh, a big shout out to Mali. Ah, yes, I do. A big shout out to Valerie. A big shout out to Mali. A big shout out to Iman. Yeah, I know you are so pretty. You're gorgeous as well, okay? Honestly, you all have gorgeous, pretty names. And I know you're also pretty and gorgeous as well. A big shout out to Mary Isabel. Let's go like and subscribe. Clock it. A big shout out to Mikkel. Thank you so much. You're gorgeous. A big shout out to Hami. I like your jacket. Oh, thank you so much. Give me your hair. My hair is like donuts. So if I give you this hair, it's very expensive. My hair is it's costly. Yeah, so if I give you the hair now, I won't have anything. So Emilia, I love your hair. Thank you so much. It looks like a donut, and the hair is very expensive. I said this one here is £100, and that one there is $100. So I can't just give it out like that. I have nothing left. I'll be broke. A big shout out to. I was joking, girl. I'm also joking. We are all jokers. Clark it. A big shout out to Mali. A big shout out to Esmail. What's your real name? Say it again. It went off. You're gorgeous, pretty, lovely, kind, sweet person. I hope you have an amazing life. Yes, and you too. You're gorgeous. I hope you have an amazing life too. Thank you for joining this channel. And I'm happy to meet all of you. And yeah, I'm happy to meet everyone. Yeah, it's good to see, different people from all over the world. It's really amazing. That is what social media can really do. You have different friends all over the world, people that you don't know, people that you've not seen, coming together. Oh, so sweet. Oh, oh my dear. What's your real name? My real name is Essay, but you can call me by my channel's name. So pending when I change it, but I'm not willing to for now. I have to take my dog to my dear. A big shout out to William. I'm crying because I have to go, but I want to stay. I'm crying because I have to go. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. Please stay. I'm crying because I have to. Please don't have to. Please stay. 6, 7. The thing is, if you want to go, yeah, no worries, you can, honestly. Honestly, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can really go because we'll always see. I stream every day, minimum one day. I mean, once a day. That's the minimum. So we will always see. You're amazing. I love your channel. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Alex. What's your daughter name? Her name is Kiara. Kiara. Eyi Wema. Her name is Eyi Wema. Rest in Jesus' name. A big shout out to Reina. A big shout out to Lila. A big shout out to Mike Honk. What's your auntie name? I don't know which of my auntie. Can you do a train tomorrow? What train? A big shout out to Kiara. Kiara, I love her name. Yeah. Gorgeous name. A big shout out to Chloe. A big shout out to Zaylee. A big shout out to Maddie. A big shout out to Christy Maria. A big shout out to Scarlett. She's so pretty like you. I saw. Oh, thank you so much. A big shout out to Gabby. Alex, I have to go. Thank you so much, Alex. A big shout out to Kingsley. Kingsley. A big shout out to Michaela. Bye, darling. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, so clock it. I know you've turned on your notification button, Alex. So, Alice. So, yeah, you will definitely see me tomorrow. So, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Be good. Stay blessed. A big shout out to Matthew. A big shout out to Darwin. A big shout out to Faith. A big shout out to Lexi. A big shout out to Matthew. A big shout out to Araya. A big shout out to Truth. A big shout out to Madi Kamili. I'm about to leave. All right, my darling, no worries. I'm still here. So I might see you tomorrow. I promise I will find you. Clock it, girl. Clock it. Thank you so much. Guys, please let's subscribe. Please sing ATP or sorry, I can't sing it. I can't sing this song. The big shout out to Sincere. You're beautiful. Thank you so much, Bella. You're gorgeous, Bella. A big shout out to Zamaria. A big shout out to Evie. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mariam. A big shout out to Azel. A big shout out to Tia. I was here earlier. Oh, bless you, Bella. Hope you have subscribed. And thank you for coming again. Yeah, the streaming is every day, back to back, every day, back to back, every day, back to back, every day, back to back. So come around. Let's have fun. A big shout out to Kels. A big shout out to Kayla. I love your eye. It looks so beautiful. Ah, my eyes. They say they like my eyes. Oh, my eyes. My eyes are just there. Thank you so much. You are gorgeous as well. I have to go. Bye. Bye, Bella. A big shout out to Philip. A big shout out to Lee Essay. A big shout out to Ilanis. A big shout out to Lily. Why are you ignoring me? My name Bendovas. Sad in hospital. He said I and Mike Oxlong. Ah, hi. But you're using unknown account. Why? Yeah, why are you using unknown account? And you didn't even put down your name. Can you put your name on the account and put down your name if at all you don't want to change the name of the account, but at least put down your name? It's my birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to really. What game do you play? I don't play games. I'm scared to change it. Why are you scared? What have you done? A big shout out to Yasmin. People will find me, especially. It's better or none. All right, that's fine. It's just absolutely up to you. Yeah, that's okay. A big shout out to Cam. But please don't say why are you ignoring me because your account doesn't have a name. So if your account doesn't have a name and you are not dropping any name, I won't say anything. You understand? So I'm not just being rude, but just I'm trying to explain to you. A big shout out to KK, a big shout out to Falak, a big shout out to Emily. Yeah, let's go. Guys, we have 1 more minute to go.
Your target now 4,100.
How many we don't can get now? Oh my god. A big shout out to Sienna. Oh. A big shout out to Alicia. A big shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Jacob. Clark it. Everyone. Clark it, everyone. A big shout out to Jensen. A big shout out to Asa. A big shout out to Acacia. A big shout out to Mila. A big shout out to Alicia. Shout out to Amelia. What's your favorite color? Let's go to white. Let's say white. And you, what's your favorite color? Guys, we have to end the live now, and I'll be back in 30 minutes. So I'll be back in 30 minutes, and I'll be streaming for 3 hours. No, 2 hours, yeah. I'll be back in 30 minutes. So I just want to take a break, and when I come back, I'll be streaming for 2 hours. So, hope. Okay, you like black. Okay. So, guys, you meet me up in 30 minutes. So, what you do for me, you can just click on the notification bell. So when I come live, you can join me. So I'll be leaving now and be back in 30 minutes. Bye. See you soon. Shout out. Clock it.